And
foot foul there for the Queensland side.
it looks like we're having a completely different game at our hands here. For Victoria, on the left wing we have Axel Fagerhall, and on the left back we have Christian Güth from Germany, completing the Victorian side.
As you can hear, the goalkeeper Avery Edmonds is quite vocal in the defence. Very vocal player. Travel there called by referees.
And for once, a very uncharacteristic slow attack from Queensland, taking the ball around the 9 meters, and it will set up a play in a couple of minutes. Victoria already going out with a personal defense, a bodyguard for Caleb Gahan, taking him out of the game.
Not a bad move taking Caleb out of the game. He's quite a strong man, Caleb. Tall, strong, does have a very powerful shot on him. And a very powerful water bottle throwing arm as well. If he gets to listen to this. G'day, Caleb. I don't forget. Great inside brawl. Oh! Giannis Niakos is probably going to get a card here.
Question will be...
Richard Riley and Jason Hontner are conferring.
And it will be...
Yellow.
A yellow card.
Lucky to stay on the court, and Bratislav Stankovic gives him a little slap on the head for his troubles.
Quite look-alike. Maybe a bit different in size.
Yeah, the problem is when the mini-me is also 5'11" or 6'2" or something, whatever Giannis is. Inside ball to Timmy Jackson, who does score for Queensland.
As you can see, this is quite an intense game. Both defensive ranks giving it all. Not fun to play pivot against both of these teams. Victoria now trying two pivots.
Great stop there by the Victorian keeper, Ducourant, on the fast break from the Jacob Heselund. Great for confidence early for the young Victorian keeper. Oh, Giannis unfortunately passes the ball straight to the Queenslanders, so Queensland back on attack. Bit of intensity in this movement at the moment. Now back to setting the play up.
For Queensland on the right back, Dominic Hannesstein. Caleb Gahan now switched to the centre defence. And on the left back, we have Jonathan Lindström, also played for Sydney Uni at Super Club. And Jakob Hazelund on the left. Completed as a team, starting 6 by Tim Jackson on the pivot.
So we've got a passive call on the Queensland side.
Caleb Gahan out of the game. He won't be able to take the shot. Ooh.
Great stop there from the Victorian keeper. Obviously, he's gaining confidence already early in this game. Couple of early stops.
Which, as well as he's doing, is one of the main problems Victoria has. They have in Thomas Gash, one of the best goalkeepers in Australia, if not
the Oceania region.
This part of the world.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he cannot join. Would have been nice to see him play here.
Thomas, if you are listening, how are you? Hope you're doing well wherever you are at the moment.
After 10.5 minutes, scores are quite low, and Queensland is leading Victoria 3-2. Good save by Avery. And a quick attack. Will commands. Oh.
Another great stop there from the Victorian keeper, even though there was a bit of a foul.
At the moment, the keeper's battling out a bit. Quite a lot of shots, not so many goals so far. I would have expected many more goals at this point in time.
And we have a spot shot coming up for Queensland side.
Very, very, very quick first step from Jonathan. Throws a dummy, one step to the left. Very hard to defend.
Specialist 7-metre shot taker Dan Kelly steps up to the mark. Referees are sorting themselves out. Comes Dan. And Dan Kelly gives Queensland a 4-2 lead, puts it in the back of the net.
Queensland defense almost standing at 9 meters. And almost an intercept.
Bratislav Stankovic getting inside his player. Not a very good attack there from Victoria. Queensland do come back up with the ball with an intercept. Comes Caleb Garnt. Has been laid out on the floor, Caleb, and is unfortunately requiring some assistance. No, he's back up. Good to see Caleb up. Just like to make a special mention of Caleb's moustache. Hopefully he does get rid of it after this tournament.
It is hideous.
It is the most woeful thing we have ever seen. Caleb, please remove it. Bojan Gasper's giving Caleb some time out, marking him one-on-one down the court. But there has been a turnover, and now Victoria are back in possession. 13 minutes gone, Fabian. 4-2, not a very high-scoring game. Very defensive.
Very defensive, both defensive ranks doing great work.
Great pass there by Brata.
Victoria is trying to break the deadlock by introducing 2 pivots to confuse the Queensland defense. So far unsuccessful. I expect this intensity to stay for the rest of the half, and I reckon we will see the first 2 minutes coming fairly soon. The referees will not wait until they have their 3 yellow cards exhausted.
Paying the goal there. Number 17 from Queensland, Dominic Hannestein. Takes the score out to 5-2. An early lead. It's not a high-scoring game, but there is a bit of a lead developing, Fabian. It's Victoria better watch themselves, otherwise it'll get blown out real quick. Inside ball, Giannis Nikoharos does draw the foul. Giannis, part of the team who successfully won the Oceania Trophy back in April, long weekend. Oh, pass straight to Dan Kelly, draws the foul.
That was exactly the repeat of 2 attacks earlier. It seems like Victoria is a bit nervous. The difference so far probably has to be seen in the turnovers and the unforced errors.
Dan Kelly through. A little hole, but closed up fairly quickly there. Draws the foul. Back to Dan Kelly. And we've got ourselves a yellow card, I believe, coming out here for Giannis Nikoharos, which means he'll have a little bit of time on the bench, I believe. 2 minutes time.
A second yellow card automatically is a 2-minute suspension. Referees are checking the ball. Both teams known for
high levels of resin.
And we will have a cleaned or new ball into play shortly. Gives everyone also a bit of a timeout, which is highly welcomed, I believe. And we resume the game with Queensland ball. 15 minutes of play and Queensland up by 3 goals.
Great goal there to number 14 from Queensland, Jonathan Lindstrom, showing his experience and skill to give Queensland a 6-2 lead. It's very, wouldn't be concerned yet for Coach Vella, but probably start to have a think about what they can do to change, get a few more goals soon, Fabian. Otherwise, this could be over by half-time, unfortunately, for the Victorian side.
Absolutely true, and we have seen this all weekend, or push in the back here, that will be yellow card for sure. We have seen it over the whole tournament. If you don't pay attention, you quickly see yourself with a 4, 5, 6 goals difference. We have seen that a couple of times on this weekend.
Good stop there by Avery Edmonds. Rebound goal there to Tim Jackson, and we have ourselves a timeout. On the floor we have number 17 from Queensland, Dominic Hannenstein. Bruised and bad, but not beaten. Crowd giving him a clap, getting him back into position. Just want to say thank you to all at Queensland Handball for putting on a magnificent event this weekend. They've done an outstanding job with the organisation and running the event. They, of course, be quite happy also taking home a bit of silverware at the moment, or goldware in their case. So thank you to the organising committee from Queensland, and looking forward to next year's championships already in the west of our country. Easy stop there for Avery Edmonds off Bratislav Stankovic. Oh, Caleb should watch his feet there.
And the pivot was absolutely unattended. And even with attention, he managed to squeeze one through. Very well done against the hand.
Tim Jackson's a previous national team player. Unfortunately, he's decided not to play in the national team anymore. But one of the best pivots this country has produced. Very technical player. There's the third mistake from the Victor. He's doing exactly the same thing. Dan Kelly being a recipient of the ball once again to put Queensland back on attack. And
nice blocking defense. Victoria actually struggling to get
Kelso.
Unfortunately, a bit too high.
Queensland's starting to blow this lead out, Fabian.
They struggle to find ways and means to draw out the Queensland attack, which are standing quite solidly and not allowing many opportunities. Also the unforced errors, of course. What a bomb.
Great goal there from Jacob Heseland. Takes the score to 9-2 with 11 minutes to go. Wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout called by Coach Vella soon.
I expected any second to confirm you here.
Well, Avery Edmonds with another save. With the form that he hopes to take to New Zealand as he's part of the junior squad as well. Still only under 21's age, Avery. That's, of course, if he gets selected. But with form that he's showing today, I'd be putting him in my team.
Oh, he also during all the trainings we had this year, he's always very involved and very motivated, and his keeping has certainly been improving over the last couple of months.
Oh, Dan Kelly with a specky. Does a double arm celebration. A great goal there from Dan.
Absolutely. And shows the difference between the two sides at the moment is that Queensland is absolutely using their chances. Victoria already with the third centre-back player for this day. Nice.
There we go, back on the board. Great goal there from number 11 for Victoria, Axel Fegahol, if that's how I say it correctly.
Yes.
That'll do.
I have no idea. But I believe him to be from Sweden. So he probably would... he doesn't feel offended, I reckon. Queensland moving the ball nicely.
Kelso with a bit of attention on number 14 for Queensland, Jonathan Lindstrom. Receives a yellow card for his travels, number 24. Just shown to the bench officials by referee Hopner.
I believe this to be the third yellow card for the Victorian team. Nice block.
Great block there from number 5 from Victoria, Axel Perignon. Travel there from number 19 for Victoria, Robin Loro.
A bit too eager going into this attack, putting his hand down and losing the ball.
Lob goal there. Number 23, Jacob Hazeland. Just at this time, score with 8 minutes 24 to go is 11-3 to the Queenslanders.
This is quite a significant and supreme display the Queensland people bringing up to this game here. It's just divine how they transition from defense to offense.
Great inside ball to Giannis. Oh,
and we'll have a yellow
injury.
card.
Yes. That great goal there to Giannis Nikoharos, Victorian pivot.
Great pick up from the ball, not played in perfection, but quick turn, and once he has the ball at 6 meters, it's most of the time it's in.
Ooh. That ball looked like he was going to the Gabba for a bit of a 6 runs there, but unfortunately, got ourselves a time out there just to clean the court up. I think there's a bit of...
And in the process of this game, this will happen more often than the sweat of the players is on the court. This has to be cleaned, as this is a massive risk for injuries, and I have seen heaps of ankle injuries just because the court has not been cleaned, and it's the last thing you want to see on a day like today. Victoria is starting to defend a bit better, moving with the ball.
Except when you leave Dan Kelly alone out in the wing.
Great pass covering the whole court. This shows an experienced player. You can see the other players miles away and still delivers the pass to perfection. Very hard to defend. This will be 2 minutes.
Yep. Dan Kelly not exactly arguing the 2-minute call there.
This has been, he has been one step too late, and that's all it takes. Puts his arm up, gets the player around the head. Absolutely correct call here. Indisputable.
Good to see the sportsmanship from everyone, not being upset by that one. Victoria with an opportunity, 1 man down. Avery Edmonds still playing as 2 defenders in the goals at the moment. He's keeping quite well, Fabian.
Absolutely. 6 minutes to go in the first half.
Here we go. Another opportunity for Avery.
Oh, he's lucky there.
No goal anyway. No goal.
4 goals against him in almost 25 minutes. This is spectacular. Of course, great defensive work as well, but the shots he has to keep, he had so far.
Avery, I'd actually put as close to the goalkeeper of the tournament so far, Fabian.
Yes, we have seen a really good displays basically from all teams. really there are a couple of standouts, but across the bench, I believe the performance has been spectacular. It has been a great tournament. We've seen a couple of different results than usual. Western Australia celebrating the first win since, I believe, 2006.
Great goal there to number 11. And a 2-minute penalty to number 17 from Queensland, Dominic Anestein, giving himself a break.
Also, a difference to the last couple of years is that this is the first time this tournament is played with 6 teams for quite a while. Of course, putting a bit of pressure onto the teams, having more games in only 3 days. But it's great to see ACT back on the court here and having a great performance this year with two wins out of the blue, out of nothing. Very well done today's ACT team.
They definitely weren't out of the blue, Fabian. They were well-fought wins, and Ogi Latinovic has come on the court. Within 2 to 3 seconds, he's spending some time off the court. They're just having a chat with Brata. Brata and Ogi are having a bit of a laugh as he walks off the court. And there's actually not many Queenslanders left on the court, Fabian.
This is
very unusual.
This is technically a do-or-die situation for Victoria now.
You know, if they can't score a goal, there's issues. There's 3 defenders and the goalkeeper, so we have a situation where we have 7 on 4 until I believe Dan Kelly was the first one to go off.
Oh, and
here we go, he's back on already. Lucky for him. And we have another goal to number 11, Axel Fagerhall.
Victoria reducing the gap to 6 goals, and now they have to defend and don't get a goal. That's paramount in the situation. If possible, get the ball back quickly. And
we've got a turnover here to the Victorians. Slowed down, well done, good play. You have the advantage still inside, and we have a nice goal there to number 19, Robin Lauro. Taking the advantage back to Victoria. 5 in it. Starting to come back a bit, Fabian. I think they've woken up.
Yes, they're definitely making the most of the 2-minute suspension at the moment. And the defense is a bit more solid.
A few hands on jersey there.
And
once again, Bratislav Stankovic, the man mountain, helping everyone up.
The gentle giant.
You still wouldn't want to run into him that often. Bratislav coming from the Champions League over in Europe a couple of years ago to Australia, bringing invaluable experience to the Australian Handball Federation.
Amongst other things, he's an outstanding human being.
Yes.
Great fellow to be around. Always in a good mood.
Wouldn't want him to be in a bad one.
No, we want him to be your friend.
Bit of a clap there for the Tower boy. Caleb Garn under a lot of pressure there to get the ball away.
Queensland should be back to 5 players in a couple of seconds.
Change over there. Good work from the goalkeeper to add himself to the court there for a second. And we have ourselves a line shot for the infraction in the shot.
Queensland will not be too unhappy about this, as the clock keeps on running and they can take a bit of time off. Actually, they are back to 5 players and will be shortly back to 6 players.
Bratislav Stankovic taking the penalty shot. Sends it home. Doesn't send a normal cannon, but does the job.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Just got to get the back of the net. Caleb Garn unleashing, unfortunately doesn't hit the back of the net. Good stop there from the goalkeeper and great defence there from the Victorians. They are definitely starting to come back in this second half of the second half. 12-8, only 4 goals in it, Fabian. They're making a game of it.
And that's good to see, and that's what you want in a final like this.
We have ourselves Vella's called a timeout.
Queensland is back to 6. it's interesting to see how it goes from here. Obviously, Queensland was able to produce a quite significant lead. Great comeback and great fight back from the Victorians, making the best out of the 2-minute suspensions for Queensland. It's good to see that we're going to have a great game here.
Just want to give a big thank you to all the different states that have come along to this tournament. Obviously, Victoria and Queensland are participating in this game, but New South Wales, the ACT,
Western Australia, South Australia.
Western Australia and South Australia, and there are a few randoms from a few other territories running around. And to everyone that's turned up, Handball Australia does thank you for your time and your dedication to the sport and help making the sport grow. And if you are actually listening out there in Webland, please get on the Handball Australia Facebook page. Do like the page, follow up what happens, and basically give us a hand. We aren't the biggest sport in the world. We're not the NRL. So we do need every bit of assistance and any bit of hand. So if you are interested in playing, check out the information on there. Or if you're interested in helping out, please get in contact with your local state authorities. And we'll be happy to have you because we are quite welcoming. And we even have a smile on our face, Fabian, sometimes.
Well, back on the court, Victoria is trying to reduce the gap to three goals. Just a minute and 53 seconds to go. Oh,
good intercept. Unfortunately for the Victorians, that was looking quite well for them, but they didn't get the biscuits. Queensland setting up their attack again. Just kind of taking a little bit what the girls did in their game, just going for the long attacks to make sure that they wind that clock down a bit. Unlucky Tim Jackson with an opportunity. Great stop from the goalkeeper.
And
he's back in. He's back on.
That is very characteristic for finals. If you are in the lead, there's no need to rush things.
Side ball. That's it. Great ball to Kelso.
Great speed from wing to wing. Beautiful.
Beautiful goal to number 19, Robin Loro.
That was probably one of the best plays I have seen over the last 3 days. Initiated from the left wing, went over to the right wing and finished off by the left wing again. Brilliant display here.
Margin of 3 goals with 26 seconds to go. So Queensland will be hoping to convert this opportunity into points, making sure they take a 4-goal advantage into the second half. And so far, that's what's going to happen.
We have another 12 seconds on the clock.
Victoria better hurry up if they want a shot at a goal.
Ooh, that was good save by Avery. Going for a little bit of a shootout here.
Going the end-to-end stuff. And so at the end of the first half, we have Queensland up 13-9. As we're seeing, I don't know if the cameras have got it at the moment, but Ogi Latinovic is the former Australian goalkeeper, going down to congratulate Avery Edmonds, one of the new ones, before he moves into the second half. So well done, Avery, on great performance so far.
And the commentators will take a short break and will be back with you in time to see the second half.
Thank you. Yes, and welcome back to the second half of this 2014 Australian men's final at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Got less than a minute to go before the second half commences, with Queensland taking a lead into the second half of 13-9. My name's Lucas Hayden. I'm joined today by Fabian Seelinger.
Yeah, g'day. It is quite outstanding how the Victorians fought back after, I believe, we had a 7-goal deficit. Nice to see, of course, that we have a second half which is not decided already. So it's going to be interesting how Queensland will respond to their big lead and then only up by 4.
So we've got 6 seconds to go before the half starts. The referee Richard Ridley is just about to blow time on. Siren has gone, waiting for the reset of the clock. And we're off and running for the second half. 30 minutes left to go in this championship, ladies and gentlemen. Culmination of 4 days of hard-fought handball, brought to you by Handball Australia and Handball Queensland. Remember to check out their websites, ladies and gentlemen. Inside ball from Stankovic to Nikoharos, draws a foul. Someone done something wrong there. So we'll have a restart and play. Oh, nice start by the Victorians.
Great finish as well. Takes a long look at the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper moves first, and he exploits that to perfection.
Once again, the Victorians are starting with number 19, Robin Loro, just annoying Caleb Gahan, taking him out of the play. And we have ourselves our first 7 metre of the second half.
Victoria lucky to escape without the 2 minutes there.
Once again, the biggest smiling face in handball helps the Queensland player up, and Dan Kelly steps up to the plate to hopefully convert. Brad is in his ear once again. He just can't stop himself, this bloke. He's a character. And Dan Kelly doesn't miss those ones. So next year in Perth, Fabian, been over to the West Coast before?
Yeah, actually this year for the first time for the beach handball tournament. And if this is anything of a benchmark for the upcoming tournament next year, then I believe we're in for a cracker. Very well organized. It was a really good tournament and heaps of fun up there in the West. We'll have a suspension of play here.
Yeah, well, time out here. One of the Victorian players has found himself on the court.
He should be all right to play.
He'll be fine.
But to come back to your question, I'm actually really looking forward to this tournament. Always a good opportunity to travel to the West. Although a bit of a
hike from Sydney for you.
Just 5 hours.
It's all right. It's only 3.5 for me. It's lovely.
Could be Germany. It would be worse.
Caleb Garn. The old double-handed celebration.
Great leap. A great rotation in the jump. Gives themselves the time to adjust his shot and executes that to perfection.
No, Caleb has been sponsored this year by GMC Carindale, one of his local supply shops for his workouts. He's definitely put on a lot of power and size during the year, Caleb, so he's seeing the benefit of that as we in this tournament here.
And that is one of the important things for the players, of course. As a lack of tournaments and games which are not interstate.
Great goal there. Stankovic passing into Nikoharos.
Players need to train in between periods of play.
Pretty poor turnover, that one. Robin Loro passes the ball to Perignon. Quick 2 goals there to the Vics. Brings the score 15-12.
And we're down to 3 goals.
Big difference, 7 goals to 3. There's
Queensland was up 11-2, I believe.
Oh. How to run into the world's biggest man.
Oh, good defense here.
Great defense, Queen. Sorry, Victoria. They've woken up the Victorians. They're definitely wanting this at the moment, showing their desire to repeat their championship victory last year in Adelaide. And we have ourselves a yellow card to number 8, Caleb Garn. In fact, he's been upgraded from a yellow card to a 2-minute suspension, and he's not particularly impressed with the referee, Richard Ridley, there. However, Richard has made the right call. Timeout we called by the referee Jason Hopner.
Bit of a kerfuffle there on the left wing.
Can't quite see what's going on there. That's a foot foul there by the Victorians. Disappointing, as they would have wanted to take advantage there.
Great first step, and then unfortunately loses the ball and it hits his feet, which is of course a changeover.
Robin Lauro's providing a lot of pressure at the moment, but made a few little errors that hopefully he can get out of his games nice and quickly.
Queensland bring the pivot into play as Victoria is taking out number 14, Lindström, out of the game while they are short-handed. Queensland, of course, will be happy to take some time off the clock as they are one player less on the field.
Getting very close to our first passive of the second half here. Amount of time, there we go, passive's called by the referees. Oh, great goal there. Sometimes the passive does provide just that rush that is needed. And
he takes the shot and he nails it.
Yeah.
Like good 10 meters out. A very impressive shot.
Just don't know where it's going to come from as a goalkeeper in those situations. Very physical play, that one. Got ourselves a foul. Now Hakos back to Loro. Stankovic is fouled. Great goal there. Robin Loro making up for Zero before with that goal.
Absolutely. They leave him the space on the center. No defender between goal and shooter, and very hard to defend for the goalkeeper.
Caleb Garns back in the attack. And we've got a charging foul called on the Queensland side. Victoria gets the ball back.
That's what happens if the pivot has to play one-on-one.
Couple of big pivots in this game.
Absolutely. Queensland back to 6.
Stankovic does miss one. Avery Edmonds with a nice save there.
Very important for Queensland as well.
Great. Bratislav Stankovic on the runaway. He's a freight train, that kid. Oh, he's taken the goal out accidentally.
All good there.
Edmonds is not particularly happy with that situation. He's
and Victoria managed to reduce the gap from halftime even further. The gap is only two goals, which in handball terms is absolutely nothing.
Bit different to the 7. Just shows you how quickly the game can change. So
great shot.
We'll make it 3 goals now. Very good shot there from the Queenslanders.
Just a second of looking away, not being on top of the attacking player, and they use that right away.
Unfortunately, thrown to the right of the post there by number 11, Axel Fagerhall. Caleb Garn with the ball, passing it off.
Going for a long cross.
Straight up into the top.
Very, very good shooting. Sees that the goalie is in the short corner and just lays it off into the long corner. Brilliant attack here. 3 passes and then a shot. It's very well executed. That's what you want to see as a coach.
Tip off into the out of court area. Timeout while we retrieve the ball. Andrew Kelso's just gone to get the ball. And we're back on. Passes it to Stankovic, to Loro. Timmy Jackson there, nice little block on the ball from a cannon from Stankovic.
Does it again?
Not that time.
Just takes 2 steps further back, doesn't matter. Good 10 to 12 meters. And
gives Avery Edmonds no real hope that time.
That's McBain into the short corner.
Bratislav is in the process of becoming an Australian citizen. Does love our country and wants to be a massive part of it. Then we'll Caleb stops.
Oh, great double save.
Great double save. Excellent work.
And the ball was indeed inside out before he...
Stankovic high-fives his keeper there, and the keeper is particularly proud of himself. Wry smiled to the bench, and he knows that could be an absolute crucial turning point in this game with a 3-goal advantage to the Queenslanders. Looks like we have a couple of players on the ground, and
they're getting up slowly, taking a bit of a breather.
Once again, Stankovic is cuddling every bloke on the court, making sure he gets around to share the love with everybody. Neo Hakos back up off the ground. Stankovic once again annoying everybody. Edmund's now annoyed with him.
That's a bit of a little talk between the two of them, but that's part of the game.
The game within the game is obviously happening. Yeah, Stankovic is taking the 7-metre shot. Goes on Avery's left-hand side. Easy goal for Brata there. Two goals advantage to the Queenslanders. I wonder how much difference this game would have been if they were awake early in the game.
Absolutely. They missed their opportunity to put a nail in the coffin. And at the moment, they're kind of building up this keeper quite nicely.
This keeper's, the double fist pump. He's celebrating at the moment.
Tremendous development in this tournament for him. He had a shocker on the first day. But since then...
He's not having a shocker today.
Absolutely.
Far from
outstanding.
Obviously just got off the plane and Bojan Gaspar fumbles the ball but gets the penalty, the foul.
And these are quite fast shots they're getting here. Speeds up to 90 to 100.
Good block there from the Queenslanders. Got a fast break. Easy goal there for number 23, Jacob Hesland.
Just so punishing. Just a simple shot that gets blocked and enables the goalie to get a hand on the ball. And
here we go, another fast break.
Here we go again.
Dan Kelly.
Quite uncharacteristic for him.
Yeah.
Probably one of the fastest men I have played against.
Certainly one of the most experienced players in Australia. He's played a lot of international games, played overseas for a number of years. He's experienced, definitely. Here we go, Andrew Kelso with the...
Took an extra step and that was one too many.
Unlucky for Kelso there. Andrew Kelso, of course, represented Australia a number of times over the last couple of years in the beach handball. Mainstay of our Australian team, and the Australian men's team won their first World Championship game this year over in
Brazil?
Brazil, yes. Yeah. That's right.
In Recife, I believe.
Correct. Another shot. We have a 7-metre. And for once, Brata is not exactly happy. He doesn't have a smile on his face. He's asking...
He's getting...
referee Ridley a question or two.
And he's getting an answer in a yellow answer, if you like. Which is an extra yellow card, which the referees can hand out in such situations if they don't want to send them to the bank right away.
Dan Kelly with the shot. Dan Kelly with the goal.
And we are back to a 4-goal gap, and it's 17 minutes and 25 seconds to play.
Bojan Gaspar fouled there. Great stop there from Avery Edmonds. Looking for the fast break opportunity but doesn't quite get there. Caleb Garnes with the ball at the moment. And change over there. Very, very poor pass there.
Intercepted by Dan Kelly. Great vertical loop up there.
A wasted opportunity there for Victorians.
Seems like the goalkeepers are battling out again, just like in the other final outstanding goalkeeping performances. Maybe also a bit due to the fact that the players start to get a little bit tired after having 5 games before this in 2 days.
The Victorians would definitely be tired after their game yesterday against the ACT. So a very solid performance from the ACT in that game, only losing by 20. Victorians on attack once again. Ball to Niakos as Ogilutinovic has found the floor, having some smiles. Everyone's happy, bit wet the floor.
And that will be a 2-minute suspension.
Caleb Garnes going for his second little holiday.
And that will be, I don't believe this to be a penalty. Or the play will resume with a free throw.
Caleb will be back with 13:25 on the clock as we have 15:25 to go in this final of the men's 2014 Australian Handball Championships. Oh, that was lucky. That was, however, not so good for the Victorians. Queensland some great defence.
Also, Victoria now has to swap a bit around. Of course, it's halfway through the second half, and probably want to have their top 6 players back in a couple of minutes for a last effort to reduce the gap and hopefully overturn.
Great running there by Dan Kelly.
Spectacular goal.
One of the goals of the tournament, really, and the crowd is absolutely appreciating that one. Absolutely magnificent shot. The speed that he showed to get around he's a defender there, then spin the ball into the net. The goalkeeper couldn't do anything about that one. Just great attack.
And what an important goal this was. Short-handed.
Boom. And there's Stankovic just replying with his typical cannon of an arm. Just letting the Queenslanders know that he's still around. Don't give him space, otherwise he will put it in the back of the net without any problems. Good to see the Queensland girls fresh after their victory down on the sideline supporting their men's team.
Shoes are off. Work is done.
Work's done.
Best feeling in the world after 3 days.
Doesn't matter win or lose, when you finish, you're still happy. A little bit sloppy there for a second. Ooh, yeah, that's just a foul.
Looked worse than it was. Passive called.
Good once again, good keeping. Nice stop there from the Victorian keeper.
And slowly but surely Victoria has to brilliant
left
pass.
him alone. Yeah, great goal. Caleb Garnes just walked back on the court as that goal is scored. We have a score of 21-18.
Used to overlap brilliantly, pass to the pivot. From 6 meters, no chance for Avery.
A bit of crowd participation starting to happen now. Queensland cheers going up. And I think the other states calling out defence. Sounds a lot like Queensland. And Garnes made his 2-minute suspension. Forgotten history with a nice goal there.
And we are back to a 4-goal difference. Queensland in the lead.
Victoria just can't breach that 2 to 3 goal, 4 goal.
They were down to 2 goals, but Queensland fought back nicely.
Neo Hakos can get the ball away somehow. Tim Jackson's asked for a referee's timeout so we can clean the court. As we said before, safety is our first priority in this game.
A lot of these players here, like in Australia, we're not professional players. People spend a lot of money to come here. They take off days of work, and the least you want is that anybody gets injured because of such a thing like some sweat on the floor. It's just it's for the players, and the players appreciate it.
The sport in Australia isn't the largest, but Avery Edmonds with a great save there on a Stankovic cannon. Yeah, we are an amateur sport in Australia, and if you are watching from overseas, please support us. We've recently had some bad news with the Australian men's team ruled out of the 2015 World Championships. which was devastating for the sport and the country.
And for the players as well.
For the players and the management. Great goal there from number 14 from Queensland, Jonathan Lindstrom, showing his experience once again. That's a 5-goal advantage to Queensland. And just wondering, is this the time that Queensland takes it home?
The next couple of minutes are paramount, and especially for Victoria, they have to score basically every attack now. Still 12 minutes to go.
And that's not the first one.
But that is certainly not helping. If Queensland can make 6 goals out of this, then this is at least an indication where this game will happen.
Bit of break there, yep, here we go. And Mr. Hesseland from the Queensland team has given them a 6-goal buffer. Victorians are starting to look a little bit tired.
If you give a winger so much space, the goalkeeper has to commit quite early, and that spin shot was well and truly perfectly executed.
Round the back pass from Bojan Gaspar. Unfortunately didn't hit the target. They still retain the ball. Nice jump. Great jump shot. Gave Avery Edmonds no opportunity at all to stop that one.
He was in the right corner. The defense, it was defense task to protect the long corner, and he just shoots perfectly around the defensive arms. No chance for the goalkeeper here. And what a shot over the head.
It's unbelievable.
I think he's quite happy that he's a bit smaller at the moment. Otherwise he would be.
Great goal from Jacob Hesseland once again. Takes the score to 25-19. We're coming into the final 10 minutes of this championships. Here we go. Giannis Nikoharos unfortunately goes into the 6-metre area. Ogi Latinovic is on the court. Ogi's off the court.
Yeah, Ogi is only playing in defence. Queensland doing the swap between attack and defence. Great way to save some energy. And in my opinion, especially the wingers of Queensland are now taking that Victorian defense, posing really big,
really big charging foul.
Yeah,
nice call there from referee Hopner.
Still, it's 6 goals difference with 9 minutes to play. I expect the Victorians to take a timeout rather soon. Both teams, I believe, have 2 timeouts left.
Stankovic in there to Niahakos and puts it in the back of the net. Brings the differential back to 5 with just under 9 minutes to go.
And that was just such a huge player as Stankovic. He poses such a threat, so the defense has to come out to 7-8 meters. That gives the room for the pivot and a nice pass into the empty space, just picked up by Giannis and converted. Ooh.
Threaded the needle there. If that was a cricket shot, that would have been 4 runs and you would have been quite happy with it. Unfortunately, it was an attacking ball in handball, and it's the other team's ball. So Victoria's back on attack. Let's see if they can get this down to a 4-goal game, which they'd be happy with. Get this game tied into the last couple of minutes of the match to make it a nice final couple of minutes in the ball. Kelso picks up the ball.
And if Victoria can reduce that to a 4 goals gap, I'm not so sure this game is over yet.
Not at all. Latinovic is defending very strongly on Bojan Gaspar. Got ourselves a change of attack now with the Queenslanders back in the attacking.
Ogi Latinovic is swapping attack defense with Dominic Hannerstein. We have 7 minutes, 26 seconds to go. And Queensland with a chance to increase the lead again.
Poor pass there. Picked up by Bojan Gaspar. Oh, this is a clean break. Yep. Wonderful execution of the fast break. Very poor Queensland attack there. Led to a changeover. And we've got a 4-goal game with 7 minutes to go exactly. Dan Kelly's got the ball, passes it in to the... Tim Jackson eventuates with it, former Australian pivot.
Great pass and great overview from Tim there. Seeing the goalkeeper rushing out, just laying it over the head, no chance.
Couldn't quite see who scored that one. However, Victoria...
That was Boyan with one of his characteristic shots around the hip. Kind of catching the goalkeeper a bit off guard there. Very hard to defend if you don't see the shot. Very
hard to commentate if you don't see the shot at all either. Hits the
unlucky.
Post, unlucky to the Queenslanders.
Can the Victorians reduce the gap to 3? That will be the question.
5 minutes 59 left on the clock.
The 5-minute mark also. Turnover again.
Stankovic is having a bit of a break at the moment.
On with the number 4 for Victoria is Mohan Mustafa.
Not to be mentioned with the IHF president, Mr. Mustafa. G'day to you, Mr. Mustafa, if you're listening. Just a big warm welcome and hello from Australia.
Could be Jonas' brother.
Change over there. We've got a travel called by Richard Ridley. Refereeing a magnificent game today, Richard Ridley.
Absolutely outstanding.
Just one of the pinnacles of his career, this. This is an absolute fine specimen of a human being.
Great partner as well, great duo. There have been never in this game so far has been any doubts about their performance.
Jason Hopner, of course, one of the coaches of the Australian national women's team.
And also played for South Australia and coached the South Australian women team.
Richard's actually the women's coach as well, the women's assistant coach. Got ourselves a meeting between the two referees here.
The time has stopped.
Time has stopped with 4 minutes 33 to go as Ogi Latinovic is either trying to kill Giannis Niahakos or help him out. Must be cramp.
He's pulling a leg.
You're a hilarious man.
Poor German.
So we've got cramps at the end of the long, as we said, at the end of a long tournament, guys. It's not real fun when you're playing multiple games in a day. Cramping does become a massive problem. So we're having a timeout, which will work in both coaches' advantages, giving a bit of timeout at the moment.
Yeah, especially for key players like Giannis, who play around 50 minutes a match, which is almost 300 minutes in 3 days.
He's looks like his tournament's ended there. Fabian, he's not walking off real well. He's now on his own steam, which is good to see.
He's a very tough man, so he might shake it off.
He'll be back.
I reckon. He's a fighter.
We do have a 7-metre penalty to now contend with 4:33 on the clock, taken by Bratislav Stankovic.
And for the time being, he's...
Oh! Avery has caught one in the face.
And it would be a bit of a timeout called. No, he's fine. He's fine.
Avery's one of the tougher human beings running around. Gives a thumbs up to the bench and then goes back to his little misery of a ball in the face from Sprutter.
Yeah, it's not fun to be on the receiving end.
Just checking if all his teeth are there at the moment.
But what a crucial save.
Indeed, would have taken it to 3. We can push it out to 5 here if you're Queensland. And that's out to 5. And we've got a 2-minute penalty to Mohamed Mustafa, which could potentially be a very much the end of the game. We've started to see a few changes by the Victorians, starting to indicate that they are a little concerned with their final result.
And I mean, you have a 5-goal advantage, 3 minutes to play, 1 man more on the court.
Great stop there by Avery Edmonds. Fast break from Queensland. And there's a 6th goal, and I think the Queensland can start getting the engravers out in the men's trophy as well, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Getting the
For Victoria,
out.
that is. So Queensland have hosted a very, as I said, a magnificent tournament. Handball Australia would like to thank Handball Queensland for their organisation and their, in particular, Dave Benjamin, who is the carnival organiser for this weekend. Great goal there from number 23, Jacob Heseland.
Which brings the deficit up to 7 goals. 2 minutes 42 to go.
If you are looking on the Handball Australia Facebook page, you'll see some photos from this tournament on there taken by New Zealand's Yon Talankeo. Sorry if I got your name wrong, I generally do. Wonderful photographer, wonderful man. Fast break coming from the Queenslanders. Just experience, blowing this game out now.
And I believe it's safe to say at this point in time that Queensland will have the crown of Australian handball for the first time in a while.
Question is, can they defend it next year in Perth?
Good question. There will be
how much?
teams.
It's a long way to go, Perth. A lot of people can't afford that trip.
Exactly.
Great stop there. Queensland's now on there a little bit. 2 minutes to do a bit of a victory lap.
Will be interesting to see which of the teams will be able to send a team across. Would be good to see all teams, maybe a New Zealand team, have a bigger tournament. That would be in everyone's interest, and I'm absolutely sure it will be a great tournament no matter what.
Good inside ball, unfortunately.
1 minute 22 to go. Queensland playing it safe here.
No point getting injured now.
Exactly.
Good ball over to Dan Kelly there. Passes it in. Great goal. Dominic Hannerstein just making sure he gets on the scoreboard once again before the end of the tournament.
So with this tournament, what is your opinion, Lucas? MVP? Anyone?
Well, there's a certain ACT player, number 23, I believe, definitely the MVP of the tournament. We won't mention his name. Did get the greatest drop kick of yesterday. But in all seriousness, Fabian,
it has been a really amazing display of a performance of a number of players.
I have liked Caleb Gahan's performance. He's definitely done it. Oh. Definitely showed 2 minutes there for someone.
I don't know.
I don't know who's got that one. I think the Victorian bloke got 2 minutes. Okay.
We've got 21 seconds left on the clock. No need to get anyone in trouble here.
Just finish off the game, Queensland. They'll wind down the clock. They'll get to a couple of seconds. They'll shoot the ball, unless they want to do it now, of course.
Oh. And they will get a penalty. And this will be the last shot of the tournament, which will have Queensland as an absolute deserved winner of this tournament. Congratulations, Queensland, as we see the final penalty of this tournament.
So part of the tournament, I personally think Caleb Gunn, he has played quite well. And Dan Kelly puts the icing on the cake for the Queenslanders with a 32-22 victory here today at the Boondall Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Hopefully that we get to see you next year in Perth. And once again, we'd like to thank the students from the University of Southern Queensland. Sorry, I just got to get this right so we know who it is, from the Creative Arts Faculty, the Film, TV and Radio course. We look forward to seeing you next year in Perth. And from us, farewell.
See you later.